Signs to determine if a person during their lifetime could be suicidal. And there is one specific one that I would like to talk to you in this video. But before we do that, show reel. Yes, I was suicidal at 19. I had suicidal thoughts when I was even pregnant with my child. Okay. And today I'm going to explain to you exactly how to identify somebody that might be suicidal. But first question you need to ask them is, what is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of your life? The people who are to the brink of suicidal thought and suicidal, their life has no meaning. They have no answer. There is no meaning to life. If people answer to this question, the purpose of life is pain and suffering, those are people in depression. But if the answer is there is no meaning, that is already deep down depression to suicidal level. The second sign through which you can identify if a person during their lifetime they will become suicidal is to identify how many generations in their family suffered from depression. You see, every 3 to 4 generations, somebody is going to become an alcoholic, a substance abuser, a drug addict, or suicidal. Which, if you think about it, even the first two are kind of suicidal tendencies. Okay? Every 3 to 4 generations, somebody is going to get hit by it. The second generation of depressed people, like I was in my family, the second generation, I was a maybe. And I still had attempted once and I had the thoughts. My child, if I would have stayed in depression, being the third generation, he would have been 100% suicidal. 100%. Nevertheless, we keep saying that depression is a mental illness, specifically when kids fall into depression. We need to stop doing that, okay? Because this is not helping any teenager out there who does not know his purpose in life at this point in their life because they're just teenagers. Hello. Okay? I found out my purpose in life when I was 40, right? So we keep saying this and we need to stop saying that depression is a mental illness because this is like, oh, so I have no choice in life. I don't want to be mentally ill. I prefer to die. And we also have to stop saying that depression needs to be treated by pills, which actually overwhelm your liver and they give you more suicidal thoughts, by the way. Okay? Or that it's not treatable and you have to suffer in pain. Who wants to suffer in pain for the rest of their life? I didn't. Okay? So we need to stop saying some stuff that it is not true just because the medical society and the psychological society keeps repeating it for a reason or another. And we need to not treat depression at the doctor office but the therapist office. We need to get people out of depression to help them overcome depression, not fight it, eliminate it. Be done and over with it. Because when my child that turned a teenager a couple of years ago saw me coming out of depression, he doesn't have any depressive tendencies anymore. Nor he will ever have. Why? Because he saw he has a chance. He has a way out. I can be happy. And this is why people suicidal commit suicide, they have suicidal thoughts, because they don't believe happiness even exists. They don't see it anywhere in their family, they don't see it anywhere around them, and they don't know how to get it, how to grab it. But if we succeed to raise awareness by sharing this video with somebody who thinks it's suicidal and depression, by clicking the thumbs up on, by subscribing, by clicking that notification bell, if we succeed to share consciousness that depression is a fixable condition and nobody needs to get suicidal to that point where they can't take it anymore, they can't listen anymore, and this is fixable, this is solvable through mentorship programs, not through meds and therapy for 20 years. If we succeed to raise awareness, then we don't need to donate to suicide prevention. We can prevent suicide as normal and simple citizens. That we can show people that you can have happiness. Go get it. It can be here. You do not have to live in pain. There are ways to eliminate depression in your life and not live in pain. So you don't have to hurt others by cutting yourself or hurting yourself or anything like that. Okay. So in case you are dealing with people who are suicidal, just understand that this is the best you can do to help them. At this point, when they become suicidal, they won't listen. If this happens, I would suggest you immediately notify parents, authorities, and everything else, and you try to get them occupied, to get them away from thinking like, okay, all right, what would you like to do right now? One thing before this happens. Because the truth is that you can't stop them. Okay? If they really want to do it. They couldn't stop me. They could get me after that to the hospital, but they couldn't stop me. That's the truth. Okay? So be careful in these kind of circumstances. Ask for help. But you don't have to get there. If you see that this person, this specifically the child, is the second or third generation of depressed people in the family, know that this might happen. They might abuse substance, alcohol, or be suicidal during their lifetime. But they don't have to get there. Any generation can get out of depression, can overcome depression. It's just a matter of catching them in a way when they want to change their life, not when they're so deep down that they don't listen anymore. Okay? So if you guys like these kind of videos, press the thumbs up button. Okay? If you know somebody that suffers from this kind of tendency, tell them there is hope, that they can actually get out of depression and never feel this. It is possible. Depression is not a mental illness as much as you hear this out there. Okay? Otherwise, how do you explain that I was mentally ill and now I'm not? Let's face it here. Okay. So, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And please raise consciousness that depression is a fixable condition and people don't have to suffer anymore. Sharing is caring. Love you guys.